All right, welcome back to my channel. I thought it would be appropriate as we are in the fifth month of 2023. We are now in May. It would be a good time to discuss the 2023 dating trends. Now, a lot of this was published at the end of 2022, heading into 2023. So let's see if this still applies. I'm going to pull up a recent survey that Bumble published, okay? And the dating app survey shows 7 trends heading into 2023 that we're already almost halfway there. So this Bumble, who surveyed over 14,000 daters from all over the world, the results show that 70% of respondents are feeling pretty positive about their romantic future in 2023. Kind of surprising. But according to Bumble, it describes itself as a women-first dating app and social network. So it suggests that next year, which is this year, dating is going to be more focused on challenging the norms and finding more balance. Here's a quote. In 2023, we will continue to see how external factors such as working remotely and the rising cost of living will affect our dating behaviors. Additionally, I'm excited to see how people's approach to dating will shift as many will challenge the status quo and find more balance in the way that they date. This is from Shan Boodram, Bumble's sex and relationship expert, according to this news release, again, that was published in the end of 2022. So let's take a look at what the trend says. What's the very first trend? This is called open casting. So what the heck is that? Open casting right here. It suggests that people are doing away with their physical type. As a matchmaker, this is very, very encouraging because it's so difficult to work with clients that have just a specific kind of physical type. Let's face it, we do not, I don't have a physical, man making, woman making machine. So when someone comes to me as a potential client and orders, a certain body type, it can be very, very challenging. Okay. It's also super restricting because I don't make people out of clay. So 1 in 3 people are open to dating people beyond their type. And 1 in 4 are also placing less emphasis on dating people that others expect them to. So part of this open casting is not just about a singles kind of opening up their parameters and not being attached to this one type or look. They're also not necessarily paying that much attention or prioritizing who other people think they should be dating. So I think that's really, really encouraging. So Bumble says the majority of respondents, 63%, are now focusing on emotional maturity rather than physical traits. Phew. That is so awesome to read. The next thing we're talking about here is guardrailing. So what does guardrailing actually mean? Let's learn this together. All right. Many people say they're feeling overwhelmed with the progression from pandemic-related measures to being back in the office and attending social events, which has app users reevaluating their priorities. Bumble says its surveys suggest 52% of respondents are prioritizing their establishment of boundaries. Also very, very encouraging. One of the things that I work on with a lot of my clients is establishing those boundaries, setting those boundaries and being clear on them. And also you establishing your own boundaries means that you're able to comfortably communicate what those boundaries are to a potential person that you're dating. Okay. So when it comes to so as per the survey, 63% of respondents said they're focusing on being clear. 63%, they are being clear about their emotional needs and boundaries, while 59% have been more thoughtful and intentional. The word here is intentional, how they put themselves out there. So more than half of the respondents, 53%, are aiming to not overcommit to socializing. I really like that. I'm quite happy and agree with guardrailing. I think we all need to do a better job of that, and we need to be able to clearly communicate what our boundaries are and stick to them. That's the other aspect of it, is sticking to them. All right, the next word here or trend is called wanderlove. What does that mean? Let's figure this out. All right. A third of Canadian respondents say that they are now more open to travel and relationships with people who are not in their current city. I love this. And as a matchmaker, primarily who works with entrepreneurial clients, I have to say that it makes my job so much easier and my clients' mate choice so much larger and so much greater when they open up their geographical boundaries. I've had many clients fly from one city to the next. I'm often on a plane meeting with clients, and I am making introductions, cross country, cross seas, cross cities, like different continents, and they are working out. Who knows where the love of your life is going to be? And wander love means that you are willing to go outside of your 411, 416, 310, 818, whatever area code you're in, and expand your, search parameters geographically to outside of that. I really love that. A lot of people are still working from home. 14% of global respondents say that they've thought about moving around, which definitely could change the way they think about their dating life. All right, let's continue. New year, new me, modern masculinity. All right, let's talk about that. As per the survey, 74% of male respondents around the world said they have examined their behavior more than ever and have a clearer understanding of what is not acceptable when dating. So as many as 38% of men on Bumble said they now speak more openly about their emotions with their male friends. And this figure increases to 42% for Canadians. Well, we're slightly as Canadian. I am Canadian, believe it or not, based in Toronto. It's encouraging to know that men are opening up. Modern masculinity means that you are not afraid of discussing your feelings. I'm really encouraged about that. I hope this is a trend that will stay for the long run, okay? Next dating trend is called, number 5, the dating renaissance. According to the survey, 39% of people have ended a marriage. 39%, I'm right here, have ended a marriage or serious relationship in the last 2 years. And of those, 36% are now using dating apps for the very first time to find another partner. Okay, I like that. More people are trying dating apps. People have ended serious relationships post-pandemic. Not surprising. That is also a trend, unfortunately. And it's encouraging to know that people are trying apps as they should, and as they should try a number of different avenues to try to meet someone. All right, number 6 is called ethical sexploration. So what exactly does that mean? All right, more than half of global respondents, 53%, believe that sex is no longer taboo and agree that sexual wants and needs must be discussed early on in a relationship. And this figure rises to 57% among Canadians. What is it with Canadians? We are more communicative. We clearly want to talk more about sex. I love that. I love the openness. We're nice and we're open. So I love that. Consider dating a Canadian. Expand your geographical reach. Over the past, 20% of global respondents and 22% of Canadians said they have explored their sexuality more. Not surprising. In the meantime, 17% of Canadians and 14% of global respondents have considered a non-monogamous relationship. I call that sort of unconventional love, right? Nowadays, what is the modern family? The modern family, it could be a single household, single mom, 2 moms, 2 dads, 4 cats, whatever the case is. We're moving away from the norm, the, husband, wife, white picket fence, 2.1 kids. This is changing. So ethical sexploration, let's combine that. Ethical sexploration. So I'm going to assume that you talk about that openly with your partner. Bumble said the results don't mean people are necessarily having more sex. The survey found that 34% of global respondents said they're not having sex at all and they're fine with it. Okay, there's some people, there are some sexless people that are fine with not having sex. I kind of find that a little surprising, but not everybody's love language or, love cup needs to be filled with clearly physical intimacy. Perhaps they get everything that they need in a relationship through, words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service. I'm actually referencing the 5 love languages. So sex isn't the end all be all for all people. All right, let's talk about the last dating trend, and it's called cash candid dating. What does that actually mean, cash candid dating? The last trend is about money. 28% of global respondents and 29% of Canadians stated that they are setting financial boundaries in their love lives, with 57% of Canadians and 59% of global respondents having said that they're more interested in casual dates than something fancy. I'm not surprised by that, actually, because post-pandemic, a lot of people are worried about finances or struggling with finances. So they're having to budget, be a little bit more frugal. And frankly, setting up a fancy date can also lead to a lot of pressure and expectation. If you are investing more and spending more on your date, you may be more worried or concerned about wasting money on someone you don't really know than to keep it casual, keep it light, which in my opinion is, par for the course for a first date anyways. I don't think that you should, roll out the red carpet and pull out all the stops on a very first date, because that's setting the bar super, super high. And what are you going to do? You can't go backwards. I feel like when you're dating, especially for the first time, you definitely want to make an impression. You definitely want to show up and have the date experience be more about the experience of that date in terms of communication, in terms of eye contact, versus, the fancy dinner or whatever, and then you feel bad about it. Now, if you have the money and you have the resources and you want to go on a fancy date, go ahead. But the trend here is saying cash candid. So meaning that, here we go. They said that they are more interested in casual dates than something fancy. I like that trend. Let's go to a different resource now and pull up dating trends according to The Knot. Okay, let's pull up The Knot. Top dating trends of 2023. Let's see if there's some duplicates here. Infladating. What the heck is that? Infladating is the latest buzzy right here dating term you're about to hear everywhere. The impacts of inflation hits just about everyone in 2022, from families to couples. So let me just go to that on my screen here. And by the way, if you're curious to know what the heck am I using, I am using Reactive Suite. This is me, and this is a presentation tool that I think is just super, super great. So let's talk about that. The impacts of inflation hit just about everyone in 2022, from families to couples planning their weddings to those who are dating, and the lingering effects won't go away overnight. That's why dating app Plenty of Fish coined the term infladating as one of the biggest dating trends of 2023. Due to rising costs, they predict that daters will go on less expensive dates because of the current economic environment. I think we just kind of heard about that in the previous article. So there may be some duplicates here. All right, conscious swiping. I'm pretty sure I understand what conscious swiping is. If you're dating in 2023, you probably have a presence on dating apps. The Knot 2022 Jewelry and Engagement Study, which surveyed over 5,000 couples who got engaged and married, found that over 1 in 4 met online. So 1 in 4 people met online. And since those apps are ingrained in the way people date, they're hard to avoid. We're seeing there is no more gray dating where people are ambiguous about what they're looking for on apps. So conscious swiping means that you are not frivolously just going like, where's my phone? This is how the average guy and girl, I'm not going to say this is gender specific, but here we go. We are playing the swipe game and see who likes me back. That is absolutely the opposite of conscious swiping. All right. Conscious swiping means that you are looking at the photos, you are looking at what's being written, you are consciously making a choice of whether or not you want to explore this person and get to know them better. Love this trend. Totally on board. I think everybody else should be doing it. All right. Another trend, avoiding situationships. Are we serious here? Avoiding situationships is a trend. Okay. So there is this is all from Bumble, by the way. This trend forecast is echoed by Zach Stern, founder and official of Official, an app designed for couples to strengthen their relationships. More and more people are realizing that they can have whatever relationship type they want as long as they're communicating their needs. So the concept of the situationship and other similar terms are likely going to pass because people now realize they want to get the most out of their relationship. Now, the only way you would be in a situationship is if you've clearly defined, are we in a situationship? Is this a situationship? You should know based on how you feel, based on the ambiguity, based on questions that you might have if you are in a situationship. And if you are, you probably want to guardrail and use some of those trends to your benefit and have an emotionally mature conversation. Define the relationship. DTR, define the relationship. Another trend that really was trending in 2022 that looks like it's going to continue to trend is sober dates. We called that dry dating. I've talked about that in the past. People are opting to go on dry dates. They are sober. I cannot tell you how many people I know are like, oh my gosh, I have one friend right now. One day away, Thursday, I can drink. It's been a month. I think if you've gone a certain amount of time without alcohol and you are seeing a better impact in your health, in your memory, in how you feel, in your pocketbook, then just consider doing dry dates. I'm not a fan of drinking much and or anything. That wasn't what I always used to say, but now that I'm older and wiser and I understand the impact of alcohol and that a lot of people will use it as a crutch for themselves so that they have this liquid courage or they feel a little bit loose. You can achieve that loose, kind of relaxed feeling just from increasing your confidence, knowing what to talk about, having more dating practice, working with a coach, working with a matchmaker. That way, you are far more relaxed on the date that you don't have to rely on substances, drugs, alcohol, whatever. Calm your nerves, work out. Some people will suggest to, pleasure themselves before. That way they're not like focused on sex and they've already gotten any sexual tension out of the way. Whatever it is that's going to help you relax is super important. So I'm a fan of sober dates. Is there anything else? Okay. Following research-backed dating tips. Now, if that's a trend for 2023, and because we are in information overload, and in fact, you can ask ChatGPT or AI or Jasper or whatever, software you're using the questions, what are best dates to ask? ChatGPT, which is artificial intelligence, and it'll give you a slew of dating advice. However, this is talking about research-backed dating tips. I am not sure that AI technology, for those who are not familiar with AI and for those who have zero context on dating advice, that you should blindly follow the outputs of an artificial intelligence when it comes to dating advice. Research-backed dating tips means there's data, there's statistics, much like the data that was compiled by Bumble according to their users and according to this sample size. There's a lot of different variables. Just because these are dating trends for 2023 doesn't mean that they will consistently remain for all of 2023. A new trend might come up, right? So it definitely is important that you are following research-backed dating tips. Finally, building healthy habits with tech. What does that exactly mean? Let's take a look. Today, there's an app for nearly everything you could ever need. Food delivery, shopping, exercise classes, games, totally. Now relationship help does too. Stern, whose app facilitates communication and other productive habits among couples, predicts that more daters will slowly but surely begin to use technology to foster healthy relationships. I agree with that. You can also try the Clarity app, the app for your love life, to which I am one of the dating experts there. You can download that, check it out. It helps you to answer, your burning questions, and it gives you courses on a lot of different information and situations in relationships, whether it be sex, mindfulness, first dates, dating over 50, dating as a single mom, whatever. Check out Clarity, the app for your love life. Another one, Chasing the Meet Cute IRL. Oh my goodness. I know that every woman, I don't want to say gender specific. There are some people out there that want to recreate this meet cute. So where is the meet cute in 2023? With the undying popularity of dating apps, it might feel like rom-com worthy meet cutes are lost in the digital age, but that couldn't be further from the truth. While you can certainly find the meet cute of your dreams on an app, daters are finding the confidence to go after it in person. More people are realizing that love just won't happen to them, Taylor says. So if they want to meet someone off of a dating app, they need to create situations and moments where they can meet in person. So there you have it. There are a few of the dating trends that are out there. My take, I think it's important for you to educate yourself on what the trends are, so you can identify, any red flags. You can identify what's actually happening with singles in your demographic. There's obviously, Bumble is a female-led app, so much of their users likely would have been a female sample. Also, they did say that they surveyed men as well. The challenge is, what percentage, what ages, those are some of the unknowns. But by and large, you're seeing that some of those dating trends have a direct reflection to what we as society have just been through. We've been through a massive pandemic. People are just getting back to dating again. In some cases, you are still seeing people wearing masks. You are still hearing about different diseases and warnings and what to do and what not to do. So it can be really challenging in today's dating landscape. I do hope that you enjoyed these tips. If you have other questions, feel free to write it down in the comments. Subscribe to this video, to my series. Like it if you will. Share it. I would love that if you think that this is helpful for any one of your single friends who are looking to understand what's happening in 2023. We've got the rest of the year left to go, and I will be back to share some more tips with you on my channel. Bye for now.